that point. And this is episode 87 of the Download Queue. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back once again to your new favorite place for all things gaming news, reviews, discussions, whatever it may be going on in the week past. As always, I'm Jaco from Badlands Backlogs, joined once again by the Hades master himself, 0-31 from the Raiders today, Kyle Ledoux. How are you doing?
Why you gotta bring it up? What?
I looked at the scores. I was like, how are my Lions doing? I saw that. I'm like, oh no.
It's honestly great because it means we're done. Like it's it. We're done. You know, there's nothing to win from this point of the season. You come back and make it fun. Somehow you close to 500. No, don't. It's over. Fire Pete Carroll. Go retire, my guy. Go. Bye. Get out of here. Geno Smith. Bye. #1 draft pick, baby. Archie Manning, baby. Archie Manning. Calling it.
Good to know there's hope.
Why do you got to bring it up?
365 days from now.
You went into Arrowhead. You let your division rival give you a goose egg. Did I do something with the camera, or was that you?
That was me. I clicked off the window.
Okay. I started tapping and then it went black. So I was like,
Everything's crashing.
Anyways.
I'm glad to know there's hope for 365 days from now for you guys, you know?
Yeah, the draft isn't that long away. I'm already in draft season. Now, I've pretty much tuned out of football. I saw they played early and I was like, oh, it might be on TV. And I was like, oh, it's not, whatever. And then checked back later after Costco trip. I was like, oh no.
It may be worth watching.
Trade him. Release Max Crosby. Let him go achieve greatness somewhere else. Let him get a ring. Let our team go. We're done. Ridiculous. Let us just be owned by Brady. Call us the Brady Raiders, okay? Then we'll start winning.
The Brady Raiders.
He's a minority. He's an owner.
Does that mean save us? Your squads are going to be called bunches instead? Brady bunches?
Yeah, no, I know.
Okay. Anyways, it's October 19th, 2025. In the beginning heats of the fall release schedule. What a time. What a time to be gaming. What a time to be a part of industry in the know with so much going on. Arc Raiders is doing a server test. The Xbox Rogue Ally X is officially out. So actually good reviews. I take back what I said in Discord. I've seen different stuff. We got Keeper is also finally out. Pokemon is out. And we are now 5 days away from Outer Worlds 2, gracing us this coming Friday, which is a pleasant surprise, because in my mind, I thought it was next week. I'm like, oh, we got time still. Nah, it's right around the corner. It's knocking.
Is that early access?
I think it's just Friday.
Okay.
Google AI is lying to me.
If Google AI 100% lied to you. Calling it out.
Call it now.
You looking?
Survey says October 29th, purchase the premium edition, early access on the 24th. Shit, it is next week. AI'd. Google, you red bastards. Keep AI out of games because you end up like me, looking like a fool.
Put your pants on the ground.
Yeah. End up like Halo with generative AI all the way throughout. Not really, though.
Hey, apparently that's not what it meant, but still, really. If they were using it, fuck them.
There's a lot to cover this week, Kyle.
Yes. There is. Start in alphabetical order?
We can start in alphabetical order with Arc Raiders,
okay.
The newest extraction shooter. Oh, what?
Oh, yeah, H. You're right.
A, my guy.
80s.
It's a
all
day.
Right, Arc Raiders.
It's a day. Arc Raiders is doing its open server tech test, the latest extraction shooter from ex-Battlefield members, ex-Battlefield team members. I'm messing up stuff again on my side. Sorry about that. Everything's chill. Releasing October 30th. I'm going to double check before I start throwing dates out again and make myself look like it. Cool. October 30th from Embark Studios on PlayStation 5, Windows, Xbox Series XS. We jumped in. We tried it out Friday night. You hit me up. Convinced me. Didn't even convince me. I just changed my mind. Tried it out. Got about 7 to 8, 9 games in. Somewhere around there. These are not the games for me. Arc Raiders, extraction shooter again. If you played DMZ, Escape from Tarkov, uh, anything where you have limited inventory space. If you die, you lose it. Start over resource wise. Kind of a very, very, very slow burn as far as what you should be aiming for, upgrade paths, um, overall targets you should be shooting for. Just a very mixed experience. I'll go ahead.
I'll say to that, like, it is a server slam. It's not to show off the entire breadth of systems, because like I was getting annoyed with that, but I watched some other people play it, and then I saw some other conversations commenting on that. Someone, I should have saved the tweet or thread I saw, but someone saying like this is probably not, this might do some harm for some people, and it kind of did for me, because it feels like it's lacking. There's not enough progression when it's not a demo, it's a server slam. So like it feels weird. So I don't know how that's going to feel in the real game, but I saw that a lot. That same sentiment echoed.
Yeah, which to that effect, I don't really, unless they're going through and like wildly changing sort of how stuff's laid out, what you're working towards as far as upgrades, because there was some upgrades there. We had like level 1 stuff available. I did get a couple blueprints that were for level 2 weapons that just completely blocked off from, obviously. But unless that initial welcoming gets changed and initial onboarding, which is another thing I think they could really work on to get people into it right away, because you did a couple before I joined on, and it was like throwing me to the wolves. No idea what's going on, how to do anything. Like, it's a very basic tutorial that doesn't go into the finer things and explain a lot to the player coming in, which I feel is going to be a hard wall for some people. And that goes to the effect when we were playing, there is AI enemies, robots around that are scouting, high alert if they find you. Through a Twitter post today, apparently you're supposed to fight those with heavy ammo weapons, and it takes them out in just a couple shots, which is again something we did not realize going in with our, assuming we both had light ammo weapons at the time. But I made that comment in a Twitter thread, and someone was like, "Oh, heavy weapons takes them out immediately." I'm like, wish I would have known that or was told.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, it does have some of those granular features. You're not going to do anything to these things unless you have the right ammo, but we don't tell you unless you read. Come on. I hate reading.
Took a time to read.
Yeah, no, I mean, I get. Or
don't go ask. I was going to ask you how you feeling.
Yeah, ultimately, I think what's so hard for me is the whole core experience and loop of an extraction shooter and the stakes. Like, we did a couple, I think we had a moment where we did 4 in a row, maybe just 3. And we ended up losing every one. And we did the night raid mode, which is the map at night, less player enemies like us. You're not going to get a match made with other people as much, but you're going to have more of those robots, the arc enemies out there. And we got our ass handed to us a couple times in a row. And then we went in and I think we lost. Those are so demoralizing. And when you lose everything and you go in with what you had in your stash and you're like, all right, let me equip myself for a good run, and you lose it all. Like, it's just so hard for me to get past that feeling when you die, right? And when it's an enemy team, another player team that gets you, you're like, oh, okay, yeah. And even when the robots, like, it just didn't feel good. And when that's the core experience, I don't know. Now with upgrades and when you go through the whole experience and the story that they are telling, maybe there are ways to alleviate that where that doesn't matter. Maybe there's a way to get like a guaranteed loadout every time. I don't know. It's just, there's something for me that just doesn't click fully, and I don't know. This and Marathon are like my only extraction shooters. So I'm new to them, and I just haven't they haven't grabbed me enough to get past the appeal of it, because it's like, oof, every time sucks.
There's something to the core gameplay loop where as you continue on getting higher, better tier resources, building towards better tier weapons and equipment, personally, that's not enough to really keep me engaged. Because
Well,
looking,
especially when you upgrade your weapon 4 times and then you go out and lose it and then you have nothing and you're like, oh, and then you don't have the resources and you're like, shit, I wasted all that. Because that's what happened to me. I'm like, yeah, I don't want to upgrade weapons then. What is that for?
yeah, and you get that level 4 weapon, level 5 weapon, and you're just using it to do the same thing you've been doing anyways to better effect. Like, it almost feels like the building blocks of what the extraction genre is almost like a King of the Hill mode, a long con King of the Hill where you're just continuously trying to better outfit yourself to go back to what you've been doing the past 8, 10, 12 hours, whatever it is, to face people who probably aren't on the same level at that point. People who are maybe starting out on a new loadout with lower level weapons. Like, not bullying, but like, it's almost like an ego boost more so than actually working towards tangible results make you feel good, I guess. Like, you're not chasing a story, you're not chasing this end goal that they initially give you. It's just kind of what you make of it, and that doesn't necessarily work for me. Muted microphone.
I apologize. I'm looking at pictures of Concord and Arc Raiders next to each other, and I'm like, holy shit, Arc Raiders just said, I'm going to take this design aesthetic and make it a little more colorful. So sorry, I was muted. Yeah, I think that loop is just the core thing, and it is about going in with your squad, and it's the experience of that moment of, oh, we're hiding or we're chasing. Do we push? Do we pull? It's like, I get that, but as a mostly solo player who is new to these games, it doesn't do enough. Speaking to Arc Raiders, like the test specifically, how it looks, how it ran, like it looked great. It ran great. It didn't feel like a server slam, which I think, again, to me, does a little detriment to it because just kept being like, oh, I can't access that thing because it's not the full game. Oh, I can't do that. It's not the full game. Oh, I can upgrade. Oh, I can't upgrade. Actually, I can't get this bench because it's not the full game. And that just happens so much where I feel like I can't actually play the game. But hey, we're playing it for free, so I can't complain too much. Beautiful game. Looks cool. Like, I wish they had more maps and more of the biomes accessible. I only really did the one, which is, or I think they have a starting zone and then they have a second one which opens up for everyone. But beyond that, like, it just kind of looks the samey.
Yeah, which to that point, I guess I couldn't even tell you how many maps we had. Like, there's a couple of times we started in the same starting zone, but whether that was an entirely different map than the other, I wouldn't be able to tell you. It all feels kind of samey, which,
excuse me,
to that point, I mean, it works sometimes. We had there's key items you can get from just random loot drops, loot tools, whatever, from things you're scavenging that you can take to the other map to open up new points of interest, which is a cool thing. Like, more of that, very similar to Blackout for me back in Black Ops 4. Was doing similar, so like that type of stuff, really cool, neat ideas. It's just the base of what the game is doesn't hit. And honestly, I don't know about you on your end, I haven't seen that much online chatter about this even yet, which sucks because this has been a very long project. I don't know when it started development, but the reveal trailer I have of now was 2021, so 4 years since reveal to launch, now week and a half out.
Yeah, I think for something like this, people hop in, and then if you're already on, if you're gonna get it, your progression doesn't carry over. It really is just to test their server. So how many people are actually gonna put a good amount of time in it? I know some people were paid to play it, and that's like, you want to show it off and get people to play it. Free weekend, like, more eyes on it, maybe you'll download it and play it. Like, that totally makes sense. So it's a big marketing thing. I'd be more intrigued to see when it actually comes out. I think that will be the telling sign of how this does and what the legs are. Yeah, it's just the legs on it. What's that? Because that core thing ain't for me. still interested in Marathon. I think they're trying to, and when I think about that, I hope they try to attach or attract a more casual, more FPS focused audience base, and kind of try to attract those with their features and to differentiate yourself from what Arc Raiders is doing. You know, like I know Marathon added voice chat or prox chat, which they didn't have. That's what Arc Raiders has. So, you know, you don't want to be playing that type of game the whole time. And since I think for casual people like me, Arc Raiders still is an extraction shooter, Marathon can be not that. It could be more casual than extraction shooter. Since they already have a weird image anyways. Like, dude, change it up. It wasn't working. I don't think leaning even heavier and harder into the extraction shooter is going to help Marathon, but we'll see. Still waiting for that email, Bungie. Don't worry, I won't tell anyone when I get one.
No, I bringing up Marathon, I think is interesting because I feel like this almost can help them in the long run. Obviously, they're not in a place to fully revamp what Marathon is, but seeing Arc Raiders, seeing what parts hit for people, what parts people want changed, like they're able to go back and fine tune those finer details to have a smoother launch to make it something that's more appealing to players, which kudos to them if that's something they're able to pull off.
Hey, PUBG was doing Battle Royale first. There we are.
Back live. Weird. Okay. OBS let me down. Is it back up on your end? Okay, yeah.
Yes, I do have it up now, so we should be good.
Yeah, sorry about the weird hiccup. I don't know what that was. That's a first time for everything. Adding on to hardware troubles on both our ends past week. Hey-oh.
Oh, I know. Elgato, help us out. Elgato can't help you with this specific issue, but it can help me out.
I can help you out.
I still gotta test it out. My capture card has a bunch of audio popping. That's what I'm referencing. So I couldn't play Alan Wake.
Moving down the list, Kyle. Are we sticking alphabetical? Do you want to go to your H title?
Oh, that's fine. Yeah, we can do that. That's fun.
Back to Hades 2. Out
Yes.
a few weeks now. Switch 2 exclusive along with Steam release. We talked about it before, but now we got some meaty time into it. Me more so. You already had time beforehand, but more time on both of our sides. And proud to say a couple completions now, which has been really fun. We've been putting our runs back and forth in the Discord, comparing what builds have been, different stats and stuff alike. It's been fun. I have to put one in because I think I got a new speed run record, and I had a clear of like 18 minutes or 17 minutes on the lower half. Very proud of.
Oh man.
So, what a game.
Yeah, I think I barely got in a sub 20-minute run, but I'm not like trying to go quick or anything. But yeah, I haven't tried for speed yet. Impressive. Right now I am on my way to the upper level boss. I'll keep name spoiler free for you if you care. And it doesn't matter if the name's really, so I'll keep it vague. But I'm on my way, and it says slay that thing once and for all. So that's where I'm at. I have everything I need to do to beat the lower level boss fully, but I need one more thing, which is dependent on defeating the upper boss. And now I just kind of do it one more time, and then I think I would have to go beat the bottom one more time, and then maybe I'm rolling credits on 80s, and that is really, really cool. But before last week, I didn't, or maybe we did I just got the upper level done for the first time. But now that I'm like deep in multiple runs, this game is phenomenal. This game is something else. The fact that the characters can say, oh yeah, you'll get me next time, or I'll get you next time, as they die, and then because in the world you're doing runs, but in the game, in my hand, I'm doing a game, and I'm just doing runs in a video game. It's just it was what Hades was. What a revelation to merge a roguelike with the whole Greek mythology, right? It just is a perfect blending of it, but the way they expand upon that and make it so much more natural with everything in Hades 2 is so crazy. There's someone you can meet that can change your one of the boons on the upper level. They'll change your size. You can be small or big, about 10% either way. And when you're small, your voice gets higher pitched, and when you're taller, it gets deeper. And that's the level of intention and they just have in this game. And like, it's so many of those moments. That's just one little thing, that attention to detail. And then you add on the literal technical things they're doing with all the layers of stuff just building on each other. You get one thing and then you get 12 other things, and that all affects. It's just magic. And it can either completely destroy your run because it doesn't do anything that works together, or like where I'm at, I know exactly the path I need to go. And if I go these 5 things, I know that'll work. And then I can, I got this instead. Let me go this way. I that's going to be just as powerful. And it is. And it's beautiful. It's a marvel of a game. It's like so fucking good. It's amazing. Like so good. Can't wait to roll credits. I didn't beat and roll credits in Hades. I like beat the boss of Hades a couple times. But yeah, I'm excited to get to the end of this.
It's cliche to say it's the gift that keeps on giving, but literally the more time and care and effort you put into it, the more you're just consistently rewarded. I'm still finding the story for Hades 2 more intriguing and has my attention more than the first one. I'm still not, some characters in like certain scenarios I'll be skipping through dialogue, but I'm excited to get to the end of the bottom path and have those conversations that happen at the end, similar to Hades 1, where it pulls you out. You have a short amount of time for what's happening and who it's with, but those conversations I'm all in on, and that's been my main focus recently because the top path is a bunch of shit. But to your point, with the attention to detail and what they've put into the game, and necessarily Easter eggs, but the care to side things they wouldn't think about. I've gotten some TikToks recently where it's like, hey, you should do this. And it's like, the second boss in the bottom path, you should go into that fight with your audio all the way down. Like, change your game settings. That initiates a certain, like, a special thing. Or the last boss in the bottom path, if you try pausing during his fight, that initiates a special thing. Like, it's kind of breaking the fourth wall and how the game lore interacts with you as a player in such a fun way that I hope it's something they continue on. I don't think that's something you just forget how to do moving forward, but continuing to refine that and make those moments that are add on to what the experience already is. Just top class A act. Can't speak anymore. Happy about it. Did want to ask you, because there's some things that I've come across where, as good as it is, I wish there was some more kind of quality of life stuff happening. Is there anything on your end that you wish the game had that it currently doesn't?
No, because I think the biggest thing is with these type of games is being forced to like finish the run or getting stuck and not doing that. In this game, I could, like, it's paused right now. You can save and exit, and I could pull it up on Steam with cross save, and it would pick up right where that was. Like, I've done that multiple times. So that, I don't remember that being as functional in other games like that. So like, that's something huge. But other than that, everything in this game to me just kind of fits together very well. The very realized game with the narrative, meta narrative, and gameplay, it all seamlessly breathes together. So I don't really have any hiccups. They hide it with any story stuff, to me, I think, if there are any.
For me, it's been just a minor inconvenience because my ADHD does not pay attention. I wish there was a way for middle of a run, you're 12, 15 boons deep, multiple upgrades happening. I wish there was a way to get like a list of the recent kind of pickups or events you had happen. Because there's been a lot of times where I've gotten, what are they, the pomegranates that give you like a level increase or whatever. where
Yeah.
I'll get like the small ones and it'll quickly pop up small text like this got a up plus or whatever. And I'm like, I did not catch what that was. I'm not sure what's getting upgraded. Like, I wish I could look back at kind of the history of my run that I had because it gives you a full rundown at the end. But in the moment, I would like, this is what you got last. This is what your previous thing would have been if you had the character interaction to get a double of that. Like, more information during the run is about the only thing, but it's been a consistent, like, every run there's something I miss. I'm like, damn, what was that? Or I looked away and didn't see what I picked up type thing.
Yeah, and with that one specifically, you can press left on the D-pad and it'll open up your boons and all your whole like tree and stuff. It'll highlight what was just upgraded, but sometimes it upgrades more than one, and then you don't actually know. And it's like, what did it do? If you weren't paying attention, it's like, oh, I guess this one upgraded. I'm not sure how much it upgraded either way. So like, no matter what, there's still something to be desired there. That's a good one. Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Yeah, I didn't even know it highlighted recently.
Yeah, there you go. That makes sense. Yeah, I will. Literally just escaped my brain. Yeah, I get why they don't show it, but I would love to see the numbers more. Like, what is my base attack? So when I'm adding 120% damage to close enemies, and then I have later on add 50 power to it, and then I add 7 power to it, then I have another thing that adds plus 100%. Like, what is that number? I want to know the number. And they, again, at the end. But I also get why they don't. Like, it is just do the thing and then it does the thing. It's about how it feels and how you visibly see the bar. So I could get why those specific numbers don't matter.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be it for me, I think, on quirks of this game. It's just so good.
It's hard finding like nitpicks almost because everything is so smooth. Give me an easy mode. I'm a casual gamer. I'm bad at games.
You don't like
that top path can eat shit, Kyle. Every
I will say,
boss
once you
in that
get,
top path is ass.
You'll get to a point, I think, in the bottom one, where they tell you, okay, you got to go up top. You got to focus up top now. And then it just kind of becomes easier. And I think the game does have something on the back end that learns what you're doing and starts to give you the things you like to do and what you have do well at. The more I've played, it just feels like that's really what's happening. At times, there's still a lot of randomness, and you can still do the keepsake, and it'll most likely give you that one you selected first. But I'm like, I've defeated the top boss 3 times in a row, and that build is very similar every single time. And I'm pretty, and I think that's good. I think it's good for the game to recognize potentially. This is all my hypothesis. I think it's good at the game, or at least I feel like it's recognizing what I'm liking, what I want to play as, what I am successful as. And it's like, here, like, we're going to toss you these things that work together. And I think that makes sense. Some boons won't go together. They'll actually like almost be antithetical to each other. So it does lead you, it has to do that, but it feels real nice.
Yeah, I wish it would do that to the effect of removing Eris as a boss entirely and making me not take damage from the Cyclops' jump because it's a bunch of shit. I get the shockwave, but when I'm on the ground and he's jumping in the air over me and I take damage, I'm like, that shouldn't be. That's I don't like it. And that second boss just continuously kicks my ass. If I can even get to her, because there's, I don't know if it's a guardian per se, but like a side boss in that second path that has some of the most extreme bullet hell explosions that I was not expecting, and I have not mentally worked my way around it to survive, or it's just a run killer if I come across it anymore. So like, there's still parts, and like I want to see, like, naturally figure it out, because I feel like if I'd be like, how do I beat this thing and all that, like it'll kill that sort of magic for me, but
oh yeah, don't look it up. Because of what it is, it's also upgrading your Arcana cards. It's getting the moon insights to make sure you're upgrading those cards, because that overall then you're getting legendary boons. You have more Death Defiance if that's how you're building. You have more the ability to change what you're getting more often, and also doing the cat or whatever the other one is where you can equip more cards. I think that really does help in the long run of doing that, and then making sure they're actually fitting your play style. I looked at mine and I was like, what is this going? This is not doing anything for me.
That's which at the cards, I think for me is probably where some of that's happening of where my progression isn't happening as fast because I did not touch them. I have my loadout. I have had them all unlocked. I did not change those at all. And it's like, oh, you have this incantation to have 6 different loadouts of cards you can easily switch between. I'm like, I'm never going to use that.
I just got
maybe
that one.
but maybe I need to. Like, again, it just goes to how many levels of gameplay there is to focus on.
See, I haven't changed the cards. I think it's more about how many you can equip and then upgrading those. So, then once you find your set, to me, it kind of puts you in a certain type of play style where there's one card where you get Death Defiance, and then there's one where you don't. If you don't have any, you do more damage and you take less. I'm like, okay, I could totally see how you could build with the cards around that instead of even having a Death Defiance and such. I love that you have the kit. They let you save those loadouts, but I'm on one set. I do not switch it out.
Well, there goes my
upgrade
idea.
Those.
Oh, I haven't upgraded. I haven't upgraded. I've had maxed. How many points?
How many can you equip? 30?
What?
You have a full 30 you can equip?
No, like I'll pull up here. No, but I have like all the points, like the hand points, whatever that is on the side. Like I have that maxed out. I think it's like 28 or 26 or 30 or something.
It's 30, yeah. That's
30.
what I was
So yeah,
referencing.
I have all that.
Oh, okay.
I'm
okay,
talking
so
about
maybe
like all
it's just
30
not
cards.
cheated out
I was like,
well.
no.
Got it. No, no. You just gotta get good. Keep playing.
Good. It's hard.
I think also part of it is the relationships too. I think if you start maxing out some of the some of those relationships, the keepsakes get, I think, more powerful. I don't know if that's true or not. I don't know if the closer you are, if you forge a bond with one of the gods, if they more often will give you better boons. That's what it feels like to me. I don't know if that's my arcana or not, but
I think it's a mix because there is the cards where it's higher percentage of legendary and higher quality boons right away, higher percentage of the sort of team up ones, I forget what duo ones between different types. So there's the levels there. I'm sure once you stack those on top of each other, it works out. But it's still a great game. Still 10 out of 10 game.
And so, do you think this makes your top 10?
Duh.
This year?
100%. 100%.
Yeah, I think it's honestly 1 or 2. It's going to be hard for it not to be, like, especially once I roll credits and see whatever that is. And, like, I don't know how it won't be for me.
It's hard. No, I mean, I tweeted about it this week, but looking ahead at that already, like making top 10s, I'm already stuck. Like, it's a hard ass year.
Yeah, it is.
Speaking of that, though, something
you know, hard ass.
There's all with that too, giggity. Something else that'll probably be making. Don't quote me, but top 5, if not top 3 this year. Keeper also has released this past week, this last Friday, an Xbox Game Pass available for $30. Otherwise, currently only Xbox and Steam. Newest title from Double Fine. First release since Psychonauts in 2021, so 4-year gap in between one of the couple smaller projects they have started since that game finished wrapping up production. I'm gonna give it to you first because you only got a little time into it. Initial thoughts before I got some thoughts. I got some emotions about Keeper.
Yeah, I saw your tweet this morning. I said, "Oh man, I'm glad I hopped off of this game." I put about like I was streaming it, got barely an hour, maybe even less, and then my internet cut out, and I kind of was dealing with that. And I was gonna keep playing, I was going to, and I was like, I just didn't want to. While playing it, and I was thinking about it. I was like, is this because I was trying to stream it at the same time? But ultimately, I was like, nah. It's not the type of game I want right now. Right away, though, visually, stunning, looks beautiful. can only imagine later on in the game what they start to do because they gotta give you something to look at later on. So yeah, I can imagine it looks stunning. You posted some screenshots in the Discord, and yeah, it looks beautiful. It's a very, very pretty game. The gameplay and such reminded me, not like direct comparison, but in vibes, I was like, okay, this kind of like Cocoon. Okay, I loved Cocoon, a puzzle game, no dialogue. You're just doing stuff. You're doing the world, and I just fell in love with that game. I kind of could see that in Keeper. There seems to be more character story with the bird and such right away than Cocoon, but like in terms of walking around and kind of just solving stuff, I was like, oh, okay, cool. So I'm not completely turned off of this game. It's something I plan on going back to, but it's not something I'm looking forward right now. I'm honestly missing Assassin's Creed Shadows. I miss just being in that world, exploring. People are taking photos in Yote, and I'm like, oh, I could do stuff too if and I'm like, oh darn, looking for that Switch 2 port. That's crazy if it comes to that. That's gonna be fun to look at.
Just do a replay.
I will 100% Ubisoft. I will fully play that game again on Switch 2. I really fell in love. I am planning to replay all the Assassin's Creed. It sucks that they got rid of the person who's been with the franchise for so long. That's scary. 3 times. Anyways, tangent. Yeah, so I'll go back to Keeper at some point. It's just not the game I'm actively wanting to play right now. I was falling asleep, and I was like, I'm not tired though. Just like, I'm not. Unfortunately, not for me, because everything I've seen, it seems like people are really connecting with it. Really like it.
Keeper for me, again, going in Double Fine Chill, whatever. I love most of their projects they do. Going back the old
give
days.
me the Tim Schafer money. Come on, you
come
got
on,
paid.
Tim. No, Keeper for me is a game about grief and acceptance and adapting to uncontrollable things in your life and realizing the beauty in mundane things you otherwise wouldn't. Xbox Wire posted the day this came out on Friday, personal letter, so to say, from Lee Petty, who was sort of the lead developer on this, been around forever, been with Tim for years. He says in the opening dialogue, Keeper was inspired by the events of the last few years. Like most, I thought a lot about isolation and connection with others. I've also been into hiking, backpacking, and spending the time outdoors with my family. During the pandemic, it became even more important to me. I wondered if the wildlife around me would be all that is left in the future. Would it continue to develop, to evolve? I thought of the mycelium, the vast underground networks that connect fungi, and how they are used by trees to share nutrients and communicate with each other. And that first, like, reading that after
I gotta play this game.
I tell you, reading that.
Okay, well, yeah, I'm not gonna interrupt that.
Right. Reading that after rolling credits now this morning, you see all those fine threads. You see the pain and uneasiness and not being sure about things in those times of being alone, and everything was connected kind of emotionally and through computers and through these varying waves of communication and keeping your own hopes and spirits alive. Like, you see that in the game, which is a beautiful thing, considering one of the main points that everyone's had contention with is that there's no dialogue. There's not a single word of text, not a single,
I love that.
not a single word of written dialogue. You will find in this game everything is done through music and sound cues and little sound chirps from the bird and these other creatures that are inhabiting these areas you're going through. The lighthouse you are playing as has they gave him like little metal eyebrows essentially to help convey his emotions and his fears and worry and stuff like that. Like that all comes across so beautifully. Um, and the game throughout its time, I'm not going to go spoilery here because it's something like people that are invested, people that are invested at it at the start will be pleasantly surprised. But the way they evolve, the basic running around, childlike wonder of exploration, and the very simple puzzles, which I have no issue with. Again, I don't think this game required notebook and pen to figure out what's happening and continue on. But the way it naturally evolves and turns into something more, I was just the second time I was shocked. Like generally, like I would not see the direction this took coming from a mile away. It's just an experience that I wish Xbox would have marketed more. I fully feel if this was an indie studio project that came up, this would be this year's like Gone Home or one of the walking simulators that just takes the industry by storm for a month. Like this deserves that kind of attention. And is giving it the time of day that to appreciate the story they've built with no words spoken. To that effect, special shout out to the achievements. I saw you got 2 of them, so it's fine to talk about. What isn't given to you in story in game is given to you through that. And it's something I don't remember seeing in any game ever before. Which is funny because just playing Silent Hill F, my girlfriend asked me, she's like, why are there so many secret achievements if you can just unveil what it is right away? And I'm like, some people do it Easter eggs, some people have a little fun message, whatever. And then the very next thing I start is Keeper, and it's this history deep dive that is tied to monuments you're finding in game. Again, just a beautiful blend of being outside of it, looking in, and experiencing it through the lighthouse and the birds perspective, kind of combining. It's just a really unique, fun thing. I will never be able to not stop speaking highly about this game. Like,
yeah,
just a masterpiece.
Is the story presented, discovered similarly, obviously different, but in Jasant, you're like covering stuff from before? You're kind of just like, oh, something's happened here. Maybe I'm off with what I remember about Jasant.
No, not to that direct of effect. There are similar things. The real trailer, it showed like you're going through city ruins that may still be inhabited by some things, but it's not like as keyed in. It leaves a lot of things open to imagination and how things transpire. The ending, especially how it ends, could be kind of anticlimactic for some because it's not a direct you solved anything or this is fixed or you found this thing. Like it is open to your interpretation through your experience.
I love that though. Yeah, you can. I mean, it's definitely something I want to get back to, especially you reading that first paragraph from that Lee Petty article or whatever you pulled it from. That is so just what I've known and with my background and what I used to do. Just like, oh, I get that. Like, obviously we all have this experience too, but some of the stuff he touched on, I was like, oh, shoot, that's, I understand that. I used to live and hike for a living, you know? Yeah, it makes sense. That's really cool. So it is. And then like, I love something that is up for interpretation, up to what you take. They are presenting something to you and saying here, and that's it. And that's like really cool. So I can commend that. And it sounds like they do that fully. And whether that hits is up to you, if it vibes with you or not. And that's just to each one's own interest, right? But hell yeah, that's kind of what this felt like it was going to be. And it's cool to see that at least is hitting hard in some way, at least for you.
It was. I was full sobbing this morning at 10 o'clock on a Sunday. Like I had tears and it was not something I wasn't expecting because being able to build those connections with the characters with that boundary in place of we're not talking to you, we're not telling you our story directly, we're not doing this, like to still convey those emotions and what it means for their journey, like just so good. And like you
Yeah,
said,
no.
back to the art, like there's parts where they'll give you a side path and it just leads to like an overlook to look at backdrop they painted and colored or whatever. Like they want you to appreciate it. And it does such great detail for things like when there's a part where you're going through a canyon and it's just blues, purples, and oranges, like painting the different layers in the
Ooh.
rock. But you look at it
Oh,
more and it
yeah.
looks like a water-based painting where the blues are like soaking down through the other colors, like fading off of it. Like just the detail in it is so wonderful. Like it looks like when you see concept art of a game, like the concept art, it was the finished project where it's not quite right, everything's not quite pristine, but it just looks so great still. Like just great. I can't wait for the next day. Again, Double Fight them all the time, but I feel the
That'd be a
game.
hit for you.
Yeah, I feel the game's kind of being misjudged because it is a weird spot where coming off Psychonauts 2, game of the year contender for many, game of the year for many, including myself, being this big open 3D action adventure epic, and then to turn around and do this, I feel some people were expecting more, which is doing more harm than good. But on that end, I tweeted about this too. I feel Keeper is the quintessential Xbox Game Pass experience. When you go back to those initial Phil Spencer interviews of wanting Game Pass to be this curated place for teams to do their passion things without the worry of finances or closures or trying to stay with industry norms and what's popular and being able to have that safety net to chase after those things. This is the definition of what that is. And watching their documentary they did for Psychonauts 2 and seeing how much finances and trying to get funding and trying to stay open has been their Double Fine's identity for so long, to have that taken away and be safe, so to speak, with Xbox, you don't know, but to be safe finally, and this is their first thing after that, hell yeah. Like, more of this. Don't kill yourselves on a major thing like that again if you don't want to. Like, keep doing these small things because it's wonderful and it's just as good, if not a better experience as what that AAA action game could have been.
Well, like, you know, they do a AAA big act, big game, and this is part of the game, and these are different levels where you are the lighthouse doing something, right? Like and that's fine, but then people go, oh, why is this here? It's not enough. Or, oh, they should have put more time into this, like Doom. The mech stuff, the flying stuff in the new Doom was like, all right, like they could have put more, they could have taken it out, right? I'm totally fine for a studio being able to do something smaller scope, really, really specific, and they do that in a tight package. That's what they want. Again, it doesn't do everything because it's a tight scope that isn't going to kill the studio. And when you have a platform to put games on that you're going to get some level of investment no matter what, that's pretty solid. I mean, I jumped in and I wouldn't have bought it, right? And like that's just how that business works for them. We have to, like, that's just the reality, and I think they're happy with that. So I agree. I think it is a really awesome thing that this has come out, and this is a sign, I think, of what Xbox is going to continue to do, coming off of South of Midnight as well, like these smaller titles, really specific type of things, right, that we wouldn't get 5 years ago. We wouldn't get 3 years ago. We might not get ever again. So I'm happy we're getting these type of things, and I can't wait to dive more into it because it sounds. I hope it hits me, and I hope I can latch onto it. I hope I break past that.
For experience too, I checked my time just now. Main story, I went back to 2 chapters to get 2 collectibles I missed for the full 1,000. Just under 8 hours for the whole thing. So
hell yeah.
And more small games, killing it.
Yeah, I love that. That's a great thing. Great thing. Now, do you think this means they'll have a similar size, a little bigger thing coming up sooner than we think? I guess my question is, do you think they stick to a smaller scope like this, or do you think like a Psychonauts 3 is something they're working towards, or scope of that, maybe not direct sequel.
Unless plans have changed, in the
stuff.
Yeah, in the documentary they mentioned they are working on other projects, and one of the level designers who was featured in Psychodyssey responded to me on Twitter one time and straight up said that when that was filmed, they had 2 smaller projects in the works. So you would assume this is one of them, one more coming after, and then if the team went off to do another massive thing, I don't think it's going to be a Psychonauts 3. I think that story is pretty much wrapped, unless they wanted to drag it out, but I would worry about that landing now. But yeah, let them do another big thing. Like a lot of people online hope has been Brutal Legend 2, which would be killer.
Oh shit. That'd be awesome.
They still
get Jack Black.
He was in Psychonauts 2. He's totally down.
Yeah, 100%. He's already in.
They still reference it all the time. They still celebrate. They call it
it's coming.
Yeah, they still call it something like Rocktober, where back when Brutal Legend came out, a couple games were doing it where it was like, here's an achievement for being killed by a developer, facing a developer. Tim Schafer still gets on. I just got my achievement this year, actually on the 13th, of playing a match against him or someone who has it. So like, they're still interacting with that community and putting stuff out there for those fans, which that's the thing with Microsoft money I think could happen now, to get the metal legends back, to get new wave metal singers in, and like that new wave artist would be really, really dope.
That is get Chapel Roan some of her covers on. Oh my god. Like her singing Barracuda on this thing. Shit.
The possibilities are endless.
I'm telling you. Whoa. Yeah, that's really cool. That is, again, that's like such a Game Pass style thing where it might be for you, it might not be, but it's a catalog. It fills out the breadth of the platform. And yeah, invest in I'm so down for a Brutal Legend thing. That just, we need something like that. That just feels like the type of games we're moving towards again. And you don't have to make it a 40 to 50 hour realistic graphics, like super expensive thing. It just needs to be what it is. And Xbox has the ecosystem to like support that now. And yeah, I think Double Fine also is a studio that can get that. I'm so down for that.
So good.
Reply to that man. Reply to that developer. Say do it.
Oh,
I know he said something else, but tell him Brutal Legend 2.
He's not there anymore, but
okay, don't tell him. Don't tell him. That's
No, it's good. Like even when I got that achievement last week, like I hopped in, I was like checking out where I was in the story because I never beat it. I need to go back, and I was like, this still like
you were playing Brutal Legend last week.
Yeah, it's still a fun mix of like action hack and slash, but RTS elements, like just a weird hodgepodge. I'm down.
That is like that sounds like a great stream game.
Copyrighted all shit probably, but yeah. The Twitch gods would be striking me down.
That's true. No, they'd solve that. They would do it. You're right. Never mind.
Yeah, Keeper, check it out. Game Pass, Xbox, Steam, $30, 8 hours of your time for a wonderful journey. To end us off, I shouldn't have done these back to back. Pokemon is the other release this week. I don't have much to say on this game yet. I'll get you my hours here fast. I feel like I've been in a 20-hour tutorial. The game has a terrible onboarding thing, which I get. This is a game for children, so to say. But give me the option of I'm a 30-year-old man. I know what I'm doing. I know what Pokemon are. I know what I should be doing. Like, let me skip some of this because this is wild. 6 hours, 2 minutes of I'm still doing tutorials to this minute and still being explained things, which feels very shitty considering this is a open world city that we've seen done almost 10 years ago now in black and white, and it was almost done better in, where I want to go explore over in this region, or I want to go check out this tree, and it's like, no, you can't. You got to follow me to the next spot because I need to show you this more important thing. And then we're going to get to this story bit where this character's going to be like, at literally dead ass at times, it'll be like, and that's all I want to tell you right now. We'll explore the rest later. Just to like continue stretching out plot points to the next tutorial step. Just terribly paced. But a fun Pokemon game. It's I skipped Legends Arceus, so I never got the
Okay.
fully over the shoulder, like exploring and hiding in bushes and throwing out Pokemon at will, and kind of that auto battling thing happened. I never got to experience that yet.
Oh yeah, so you're getting full of it.
Yeah, so having it now, super clean. It's so fun.
That's cool.
It feels great. It feels fun. Tim kind of funny. He said it's most like cartoon representative it could be, which I fully agree with. Like being able to dodge attacks and place stuff up, and
So you as the player are like dodging, like physically, like dodge roll,
they
right?
will come after and attack you. Yes.
Yeah,
If you're
that's
fighting
really
wild
cool.
Pokemon, they will ignore your Pokemon and come attack you as a human being. Like,
You're like, fight. They're like, no, I'm coming after you. You
yeah,
gonna throw a ball? You gonna throw a ball at me? That's cool. That's fun. Huh.
good time. I'm excited to get to the end of it and get to end game stuff. Shiny hunting I mentioned before, like that's my main go-to I fall into, and they make it so incredibly easy in this one where I'm already like, I got one shiny locked in. I'm ready to make a shiny team. Like, let's go for it. Yeah, just a fun Pokemon game. I don't think necessarily I should have spent $70 on this, but it's never going to go down in price with Pokemon.
Yeah,
Fun Pokemon games, fun
that's
Pokemon
fun.
game.
Yeah, yeah. I wonder if they never will, but you wonder if they'll ever follow the hardcore adult audience and not hold them back. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Where I think the hardcore is trying to pull Nintendo, like, hey, make a more adult game, and Nintendo's like, we're a family company, my guy. Like, this is a family game that kids can also play. That's fine, But I wonder if quality of life, where you can skip stuff more often, like, will that stuff start to eventually? When will it happen? Because it does seem ridiculous that you're 6 hours in and you were saying, I feel like I'm still in a tutorial, and I'm like, ugh. Like, that's not a good experience.
No.
But it's not excusable, right? Like,
if it
yeah,
was
I just
six,
you seem negative on it, and then at the end of it, you're like, but it's a good Pokemon game.
good Pokemon game. Yeah, no,
Because like it's a Pokemon game, and it's like that's expected.
if the 6 hours could have been broken up of me being able to explore and being able to like check out the world and go catch more Pokemon than what they're initially given, like then it would have been better. But the fact it's like there's very few roaming the world. They have like special zones that are like habitats to go catch them in. And those don't unlock till you're going through the tutorial. So you only have like 3 to start. So it's like you can go get these same couple ones in these
really
spots,
handhold.
but yeah, like if I can go explore and find rare stuff or find stuff on my own, like that would make it feel better. But being literally put on a leash and walked through the city, like not a good feeling.
Hey, you know what? You've been doing that to Pokemon your whole life, so it's time to do it to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my biggest gripe with any game, any like mobile game. And I don't care if you have a tutorial and you hold my hand too much. I struggle. And then they teach you like press go, now play the game, and then it's like, okay, now you press this to claim it, you press this to do it, you press this to upgrade. So I get it. I'm not a child. I don't know if that's what it's doing, but it sounds like it is.
It is very much so, which sucks, but
yeah, that's not fun. No. But it is, again, and that's just Nintendo. When you have, we're going to be as accessible across as many demographics and as ages as possible. You're going to have some weird features, or you're going to be lacking some features. So.
Yeah, and it doesn't help. I'm still sticking with my guns I said when I got my Switch 2. This was a digital purchase for me. I did not buy a physical copy, which is honestly doing more damage than good, because I'll be playing for a bit and I'm like, these tutorials kind of suck. Hit that home button, roll over once to Hades 2 again. I'm back in, baby. Like, it's like I want to have fun at this Pokemon game, but then Milanoe is like standing over my shoulder, like.
That's so funny. Yeah, that's the best. You know what I realized too with my Switch? This thing had quick resume. Holy shit. Fucking, like, I missed that. I hate that I have to, okay, let me save and quit Hades 2 because I want to play Madden for a little bit. Playing Madden on Switch 2, everybody. It's Madden on Switch 2. It's great. It's Madden. And that's all I needed to be. I got a game key card. It's there. I'm fine with it. It's awesome. It's Madden.
Does it run well though?
Yeah, it does.
Nice.
Except when I try to if I do too many things in the menu, which it has problems on Xbox as well, it definitely gets a little slow. Yeah, sometimes loading from a play into the game, like when you're actually about to hike it, it chugs. But rarely when I'm in the play, running the ball, throwing the ball, whatever, I rarely have issues. So I can deal with menu hiccups that are done super quick. I have not done it in handheld though. I hate holding my Switch 2 and playing that game in handheld. I got my D brand kill switch coming this week. So I'll hopefully have more to talk about then about that.
Do you not like handheld in general, or just with Madden specifically?
I've had a lot of issues with Madden for some reason.
Okay.
I don't know why. I've pinpoint Hades, I'm fine. I'm really just resting it on the back as I'm playing, right? And I don't love that. But with Madden, I don't know. There's just something about it where I've struggled only in handheld on that. So
I was asking,
it's like my hand.
I've been probably 85% handheld since Switch 2 came out. And with Hades 2 especially now, it's become a before a bed game where I'm just laying in bed playing a couple of rounds. Woke up at 2 a.m. the other day. I was like, I can get around in fast before going back to sleep. It's a problem.
Yeah, I can't wait for my case for that. I'm going to be a little more loosey-goosey with it once I have a case on it. But I've been more docked once I got this as well, the Pro controller. It's so nice. Oh, it's so nice.
I had to try that with Hades. I haven't yet. I haven't even thought about it.
Oh, yeah. See, I put the A button. I mapped it to the back one on the left. So I'm playing, and I get in a cutscene. I can go one-handed and still, not cutscene, but the dialogue. And I can still progress it with one hand. Eat a little chip. Drink a little. And get back to it, I'm just click, click.
Yeah, I definitely need to do that. So I use Cast finally, because that's still something I don't.
I'm literally running in. I drop cast. It's either making them weak. It's either dropping the hammer thing multiple times. It's either applying freeze. That's the one I most likely am. Cast is the first thing I do. It goes away, cast.
Not about
Drop
it.
that back down. I can't believe you don't use it.
Not about it. I'm just brute force my way through, the fact
There's
that I'm
an
getting
Arcana
these
card. You have an Arcana card that goes if enemies are in cast, you do 30% more damage. Just put them in the cast.
They're not standing still for me though. I'm not giving them a treat to stay in their spot.
If you get the thing where they're frozen, you get Lady Demeter. You get her cast that freezes enemies and then does damage to them while they're in it. And then they're frozen and you go boom, 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 boom.
Or I just throw a bunch of skulls at people from afar and be safe.
That's fine, but you also still have to use cast. That's still the issue. There's an upgrade where you can make your cast a fireball.
See, I've used that one. But the rest of them, when they just say don't do anything, nah. I'm not trying to
Hey, you still should use it though. Come on.
One day.
That's so funny.
For now, though, that'll do it for us on episode 87 of the download queue. Send best wishes to Kyle on his capture card issues. Hopefully he'll be back up streaming sooner than later.
I gotta figure that out after this. I know. I was like, I'm gonna do it, and then I had a bunch of issues. So.
If you do, you should definitely play the game you were talking about, because I'll also start it. We can do a little thing on that.
Oh yeah, no, I want to play Hades too. That is the plan. So I'm really annoyed. I'm finally diving. I've been waiting. I control fire. I'm just so itching to be in that type of world again. Ugh. I was so ready to start it. But yeah, that audio was popping way too much. So it started popping right here today as we were recording. So I'm also like, why?
So
what is the issue?
Maybe not a capture card.
Maybe it's not the capture card.
Ayo.
But it was on stream, so I have to figure that out still. I hate solving tech issues when you have no idea which way to start. I've done all the things I know, and now I'm like, shit. Let's start something else.
For me on my end this week, on top of shorts, which you can find on YouTube and the TikToks from this exact episode of the download queue, Expect a keeper review. I already started that this morning almost as soon as I finished the game because I wanted to talk about it right away. So
Makes sense.
expect more of that. And then we're just kind of hanging out, chilling. Trying to get back into Grounded this week. Finish that up. Talk about
Oh
that.
shit, we do.
Get those bosses. Too much stuff, but
Or Outer Worlds.
I thought I got extra week. I swear to God, I thought it was Friday. Yeah.
It is if you want it to be.
It is if I want it to be. Well, I'm poor. I'm buying $70 Pokemon
I don't
instead.
want it to be.
But if you get the pre-order, they have a gun that gives you money. I saw a video on that they posted. Kill people and just like deposits money into your account. I'm like,
I thought you were talking about Pokemon.
Oh no. No.
You said I bought the Pokemon, but if you pre-order, I was like, what? I gotta get this Pokemon.
There you go. Just money into your actual real life bank account.
That's a very funny pre-order for Outer Worlds, though. That's on brand.
It fits.
I hope it hits. I'm excited to see reviews. I'm sure it will. I'm sad for our fantasy critic because I counterpicked it, and that is gonna determine if I can have a chance to win or if I'm like in third place.
I need to look since Keeper came out. I think Keeper is my last one because Mouse PI does not look like it's coming out this year anymore. But
Mina and the Hall the Work got delayed, but they aren't like when.
yeah.
So I don't know, because if it does, I can drop it and there's some stuff. But
save it.
Anyways, yes.
Till next Sunday. Happy gaming. Be good to each other. Stay safe. Be good.